Hello, all you beautiful, amazing souls. I hope that you are all in a space of comfort and peace, and that this shifting that's going on at this time is as easy and comfortable as it can be for you. And, we are all experiencing massive changes as a collective. This is pretty obvious when we look around the world at this point. I don't think there's any denying it. And this is also being mirrored on the individual level for all of us as well. We all have stuff coming to the surface that has been there for a while, and I don't necessarily see this shifting as a bad thing at all. I see it as a very, very good thing, as an opportunity. Ultimately, we're just at a point where the vibrations that we function within, our place in the universe, is actually shifting vibration, raising vibration in an ascension process. And we're experiencing this on a collective level and on an individual level. And part of the shifting is releasing the denser energies. And these denser energies are making themselves readily known these days. There's so much stuff that's coming to the surface, and can see this on a collective level. And I've also most definitely experienced this on an individual level, in part recently, with stuff that I thought I had dealt with in the past, but that at this point now is making itself known to me once again, to be released on an even deeper level, to be just transmuted into a space where a wonderful shifting can take place. And it's certainly not a comfortable place to be in. These changes are, they can definitely be quite uncomfortable, and at times, even with the state of the world, even frightening. But realize that this, just because these things are coming out into the light, doesn't mean they weren't already there, and when we are in a place where we're not able to release these, or constantly, as on an individual level, we constantly just kind of push this stuff back down. We see these things coming up that are coming up to be released, but just living our day-to-day lives the way we do, like, I don't have time for that. I need to just push that to the side for now. And as we keep doing that, we are going to lengthen this road of shifting and make it much bumpier, on an individual level. And, everything that's happening to us on an individual level is happening to us on a collective level, and vice versa. Everything that's happening on the collective level is happening to us on an individual level. And as we are able to actually step in and transmute these denser energies that are coming to the surface at this time through the release of past traumas, through the release of belief systems that may no longer be a vibrational match to us, as we raise our vibration and shift into higher states of resonance, and so much other density that is just making itself known. It's as we move through this, it can be quite uncomfortable, but really, ultimately, working through the discomfort is extremely important, because it's important to remember that as we are doing this shifting, releasing this density, transmuting this energy, we are opening ourselves up to a higher alignment. We're coming into alignment with these higher frequencies, moving into a state of resonance that is more able to, raising ourselves up so that we're more able to readily meet these higher frequency energies that are coming in. And this makes it much easier for us to work with these energies. And doing so on an individual level reflects out and actually helps on a collective level. And doing it on an individual level with groups, when a lot of people start doing this, it actually immensely affects the collective level, and the whole collective vibration starts raising as we're raising our own individual vibrations. And this is just part of the process, but part of the process is also, these denser energies are literally coming out like oil and water, just separating, rising to the surface. And there's a lot of stuff that is uncomfortable to look at that's coming to the light. And it's a very, very good thing that it is coming to the light. And just because we might not have been aware of it, or at least didn't want to pay attention to it, doesn't mean it wasn't already there. And this is, again, on the collective level as well as on the individual level. Just because these denser energies, just because these past traumas, just because all of this stuff is coming to the surface now, doesn't mean that it's new in any sense. Bringing it to the surface gives us an amazing opportunity, though. It's an opportunity to finally lighten our load of this stuff, to lighten our energy of this stuff, to lighten ourselves of this stuff, and to, move more into the light. It's such a potent opportunity, but it's also not something that's going to happen on its own. We have to do the work. We have to remember to decompress this stuff, to set aside the time, and to not just continually push this down. We can't keep ignoring this. And as we are able to release this stuff, we're able to align with higher connections, and we're able to explore the deeper parts of ourselves that maybe are hidden beneath these densities. As we are able to uncover and lighten our own vibrational makeup, that energetic core of who we are, that higher vibration, that inner knowing, all of that stuff becomes clearer. All of that stuff becomes a little bit more in focus. And I see this happening for many, many people at this time. It's not just a time of chaos. It is the time of the Great Awakening. There's so many people that are becoming aware of not just the stuff that's going on in the world. Like I said, that is just the stuff that's being released, the stuff that was already there, but becoming aware of the deeper connections, becoming aware of the energies that are shifting, and becoming aware of our ability to shift and move with these energies, to raise vibration, to shift our resonance, to work with higher frequencies, and to open ourselves up to the deeper parts of ourselves. We're able to connect to higher levels of information, connect to higher states of being. And ultimately, that is the important stuff. Once we get through the density, moving into the higher realms of being are really where the good stuff happens. And, as we are integrating these changes that are happening to us individually and collectively, a lot is going to change, a lot is changing, and a lot more will change. And it's not going to be comfortable, but it doesn't have to be a miserable experience. We need to take the time to actually set this stuff down, to release, and to, from that space of release, to step into the immensity of our true potential as we continue to grow on this journey of remembering, because that's what this is. We're here for this purpose of shifting, and as we move further and further into the shifting, we are going to start remembering the immensity of our true selves. So continue doing this work, continue doing all the amazing things that you're doing, and don't allow yourself to get sucked into the fear and the anger that's going on, that is so prevalent in the world right now. The division, the deep, deep division. that serves a purpose for shaking this stuff up, especially, shaking up those who might be clinging. It's gonna start shaking harder and harder to make clinging harder and harder. But as we are able to let that go, to release that, to step into our own higher frequencies, our own state of being that is connected to higher levels, we are in for some wonderful changes as this moves forward. And sound can be a truly amazing catalyst to help working through these changes. And that is why I do the work that I do with sound. That is why I have stepped fully and completely into this work in a very public way over the past handful of years. I've been doing this for a while. I was kind of doing it on the DL for years, and then I was kind of nudged by the universe, nudged with like a square kick in the butt, to step out and do this on a greater level. And at first, it was frightening to do that, because I came from a place of being a quote unquote legitimate musician, had a decent career in music that spanned a couple decades, and it was hard to make that transition and to step out and do that from a level of consciousness. That path of getting from here to there was extremely difficult until I actually stepped on it and started moving into it, and actually just started doing the sound and doing it without holding back, allowing myself to just open up and be in that state of vulnerability. Then everything changed very quickly, very drastically, and amazingly, things got very, very good very quickly. Just, feeling of being in that place where you are on the right path, doing what you're supposed to be doing, is a very liberating and expansive state of being. My cat thinks so too. That was a little side tangent, but there's an event coming up on January 20th, a sound healing Journeywork event. It's what I call my big events, taking place online, January 30th from 3:30 to 5 p.m. Eastern time in the U.S. And this is all about making these changes. This is about releasing. And from that space of release, allowing ourselves to open up and allowing the higher vibrations to come in, take root, and to help us to shift our resonance on the individual level, so that we can in turn help on the collective level. And doing this in a group, like we do with Sound Healing Journeywork, helps. The group energy helps to amplify that immensely. So if you would like to come and add your own energy, that would be wonderful. I also have free sound downloads available on my website. Not everything's about paid events. If you visit my website, innerselfsustained.com, there's some free downloads there that can help with working with your own integrations, your own releasing. But yeah, I hope you can join us for an event, or even just enjoying the sound through what I put out on social media. I hope that you get positive effects from that, and I hope that we continue to connect however we can, online, maybe in person again someday. And just know that this may seem difficult and challenging right now, but ultimately really good things are coming. And by remembering that, by releasing the fear, by stepping into your own light, your own connection, and by sharing that into the world the way I've done with sound, I'm sure you have your own calling. we are able to make this transition easier and easier for ourselves and for each other. So I am so, so grateful for you. I'm grateful to be here at this time, helping and experiencing the shifting, as difficult as it may be at times. We're heading to someplace wonderful, so thank you.